Right, okay. I've made one slight change to the mod settings. If we go down to the logistics settings here, set overhaul is currently turned off. Otherwise, all the settings are as I previously showed. Play scenarios. There we go. This one. So this tutorial is about how to use Bob's Inserters mod. So let's put down an inserter, just appears as normal, or a long-handed inserter, just appears as normal. If I open this, you'll see that fresh game, but no technologies researched. No technologies researched. You'll see the only options available in this menu, which is a GUI menu. You could do this, for example, and I place down one here. Oh look, it's upside down. Let's zoom in. See, it's upside down. This is useful for creating things like right-handed, which you turn it round like that. Right. So something you might have noticed is when I place this one, although the GUI says insert bottom, exit right, it actually placed with insert top, exit left. If you look at the middle icon here, you will see the legs form a triangle which forms an arrow pointing upwards. This inserter has legs with a triangle pointing downwards. This one, after rotation, has the arrow pointing upwards, and that created the same layout, whereas the upside down one created an upside down, rotated 180 degrees or half a turn. Hopefully that explanation helps make sense of this. Right, this will be expanded, but before I move on to that, we'll go into the options, controls, shows us our key bindings, mods. Here is a list of all the key bindings available in Bob's Adjustable Inserters mod. To change the drop range is Shift and O. Why is it not Shift and D? Because D is a movement key, and we are avoiding counterbinding with movement keys. Because under normal circumstances, if you were to hold D, you'd run towards the right. If you held Shift and D, you'd still move towards the right because it ignores the Shift function modifier key. This is why I chose a key other than D. Why did I choose O? Because it's next to P for pickup. N for the offset, also known as near mode, hence N, it's a place on the near side of the belt rather than the far side of the belt. L to toggle between long-handed and normal mode, and E to open up the configuration GUI, and then Control and R rather than Shift and R, because under normal circumstances Shift and R does a reverse rotation. Control and R will rotate the drop location. So if I hold Control and R, and so if I hold Control, point to this one here and press R, you'll see that the pickup location rotates. If I hold Shift and press O, L and N, nothing's happening. This is because those options have not been unlocked yet. The only option that is unlocked at the moment is pickup and drop locations by angle 90 degrees, as shown in this GUI here. So the other one was Shift and E, opens up this GUI menu. As you can see, the positions are set the same as this one up here. If I were to change, you might not be able to see, let me just move, there we go. The inserter that I was pointing to when I pressed Shift and E is being changed as I press the buttons. This one, which had the same layout, Shift and E, as you can see, is backwards. These center icons on this one don't really mean anything except to say this is the center. It is as it is. This is one of the things that confuses a lot of people. This menu up here, which is the pre-place menu, you select it before you place the inserter, is based on the orientation, whereas this one is based on the configuration in the world. Okay, so those are the two basic GUIs. On this mode here, it's the override's turned on. I place a long-handed inserter, it turns it normal, so this cannot be used with long-handed inserters. However, if we hold Shift and E, as you can see, the menu is slightly different. It's only showing, move out the way so you can see the inserter, it's only showing the positions of a long-handed inserter configuration. So it very smartly detected that it was a long-handed inserter. That's about the limit of the detection though. So now we want to research long inserters. To research long inserters, we need to research a few logistic things first. So let me just go ahead and unlock those. Now, let's return to this menu up here. You will see that now that long-handed inserter research is complete, we have these additional options like this. So not only do we have a rotation, but we also have a range selection. If I was to place a standard inserter like this, oh look, short input from the bottom, as seen in the GUI, long output to the right, as seen in the GUI. Once again, if we open it up here, we are presented with the exact same configuration, which if we had placed a rotated inserter would indicate the existing locations within the world here, rather than what the GUI said. And just as before, we can literally press any button for pick up or drop, and the configuration of the inserter will change accordingly. Let's get rid of some of these inserters. Okay, after researching long-handed inserters, we have a couple of extra options. This menu here appears, enable reach overrides. One of the options is enable long-handed inserter. So when placing an inserter, our hands will be long. Disable that. Use a long-handed inserter. The short. So it even overrides long-handed inserters to have a short reach. Alternatively, if we now hold Shift and press L while pointing at an inserter, the range changes. Was it O, drop, changes only the drop. P for input changes only the input, like so. And then R, no, it's control, basically performs the same way as previously. The next research is near inserters research. This unlocks the ability for you to configure the drop position offsets. As you can see instantly in this GUI up here on the top left, we have an offset pane appear. If we were to place an inserter, oh look, a weird pointing to the right slightly offset drop indicator. If we press Shift and E to have a look, and move like that so you can see the inserter, If I click on these different offsets, the arrow will move slightly. If I put a belt there, you will see that it points to different positions on the belt of where it's going to put it. It's not exactly intuitive of where it's pointing to, but this is just the way the game's been designed. It's showing you it's in that tile anyway. After researching near inserters, it adds the option up here, near side of belt. So if you click near side of belt and place an inserter, as you can see, the length here is not quite the same. It's shorter. That place is on the near side of the belt, just as if you were to choose the offset here. If we then go to Shift and N, that toggles whether the inserter is placing on the near or far side of the belt. Can't reach that one. Just outside of reach. And because it's outside of reach, I can't configure it. Okay, so next, there is additional research. What additional researches are there? Well, okay, filtering by the term inserters. You will see that here there is a research called More Inserters 1. To research More Inserters 1, I need to research let's have a look, steel. That should now give me Logistics 2. There we go. It's a technology off Logistics 2, so you need to research Logistics 2 before you can research More Inserters. Okay. Now that I've got More Inserters researched, you should notice that this configuration map has changed. There's even more positions that you can choose from. Basically, not only do we have 90 degrees right angled options, we also have 45 degrees diagonal options to choose from. So if I go back to this inserter that's already placed and I move to one of these other positions, you might also notice that this little offset cursor moves smartly as I move around to try and keep the offset the same but in the direction that you have moved to. If I want to place up and right but on the right side of a belt, assume there's a belt, so up and right to a right side of a belt that's going vertical, that's the offset you'd choose. Well, these would work as well, but that's the offset you'd choose. And yeah, long reach to the up and right diagonal. There. If we go back to this menu up here, researching more inserters, it will unlock long-handed drop as an option, as well as long-handed pickup instead of just long-handed. So if I go and place an inserter with long-handed pickup selected but not long-handed drop, oh look, we've got NearSide selected as well. So if I do this, so that unlocks that configuration. It also changes the rotation. So if I hold Control and press R, oh look, it's going at 45 degree angles instead of 90 degree angles. So I've got diagonals available. And that's what More Inserters does. There are two more researches that are part of the Bob's Adjustable Inserters mod. Long Inserters 2, which requires Logistics 3, and More Inserters 2, which also requires Logistics 3. So let's research to Logistics 3 now. And finally, Logistics 3. Okay, so now we have long inserters 2 available to research, and this is what happens to the GUI when you do. Basically, 1, 2, 3. So extra long hand reach inserters. So not only can you place 1 and 2 tiles away from the inserter, but you can also place 3 tiles away from the inserter. And that's the same on this menu as well. Going back to this menu, long inserters 2 research does not change it at all. If I point to an inserter and hold Shift and press L, it will go between 3 steps of range instead of only 2. O for drop and P for pickup still do the same as they did before, as well as N still doing the same as before. And Control and R will still function the same as before. Finally, we have more inserters to research, and after researching that, the grid looks like this. The full grid is available. So you can place not only at 90 and 45 degree angles, you can also place everything in between, every tile within a radius of 3 tiles from the inserter can be selected as both pickup and drop locations and offset. From more inserters to research, again, nothing in here will change. Holding Shift and pressing L still does the same. Oh, still does the same. That still does the same. If I do Control and R at this short reach, it does the same. But look, additional steps. Not only is that doing diagonals, but it's doing everything in between within its radius. I then make it even longer. Everything in between. So just like in this menu here, every possible rotation is accounted for. Oh, look, even using the keyboard shortcuts changes it in the menu. Word of advice, if you're placing on a belt, never choose the middle position. It can cause issues. Always choose which side of the belt you want to place on, left or right. So if the belt's say here, that's this position here, never choose this, this or this offset. Choose anything on the left or right hand side. The issues that I speak of are basically the inserter can lock up. It can try and put an item on the belt, but because the item's between the 2 lanes of the belt, the item gets stuck on the belt and the item in the hand doesn't get put down because there's already an item stuck in the middle of the belt. And even if you go and manually pick up the item that's stuck in the middle of the belt, the hand will still be stuck. I believe changing any of these positions will unfreeze it. Alternatively, picking up the inserter and placing a new one will also unfreeze it. And this concludes our video.